other versions of the golden ratio. Hey, is the golden ratio not quite fractal enough for you? Well, consider the following continued fraction, a fraction that goes on and on and on forever. We take 1 plus 1 over 1 plus 1 over 1 plus 1 over 1 plus 1 over. Do that for all eternity. Well, if we set this equal to x, bang, like that, then we will notice that the continued fraction is a fractal. This is in fact a fractal, which contains the whole thing, x, inside of itself. This thing right in here is also x. See? 1 plus 1 over 1 plus 1 over. Now, if you only did this 500 times, one of them would have 500 and 100 would have 499 times. But if you do this forever, they're exactly the same. Not all that different from some of the stuff that we did with repeating fractions and so on. Anyway, this means that x equals 1 plus 1 over x. This whole thing can be replaced by x. See, the whole thing is x. This is the whole thing. And if you take this 1 over 1 plus x equals x and multiply both sides by x, you get x times 1 plus 1 over x equals x times x. Now x times x is x squared, and to multiply this out you have to distribute. X times 1 is x. X times 1 over x is x over x, which is just 1. So you get x plus 1 equals x squared. And if you move everything over to one side, you get x squared minus x minus 1 equals 0. You subtract x from both sides, subtract 1 from both sides. Hey, this is exactly the same quadratic equation that we had with the golden ratio. And therefore, x is the same answer, 1 plus square root of 5 over 2, which is the golden ratio. Again, there's no way that this could be a negative number because it's just all adding and dividing. So so there were two options two solutions to this equation. One of them was 1 plus the square root of 5 over 2, and the other one was 1 minus the square root of 5 over 2, but that's a negative number, so that is not the answer. Similarly, let's take a continued square root. The square root of 1 plus the square root of 1 plus the square root of 1 plus the square root of forever. Not just for a long time, forever. Take that, set it equal to x. And then you look and you see that right here, this square root of 1 plus the square root of 1, this is in fact x. And therefore x is the square root of 1 plus this whole thing is x. Well, square root of 1 plus x equals x. Square both sides. Square root times itself is just itself, so the square root of this the square. Square root of 1 plus x squared is just 1 plus x, and x squared is just x squared. Move everything over to the other side, you get the same equation again, and therefore x is 1 plus the square root of 5 over 2. So, this is a way to write the golden ratio, and that is a fractal. And this is a way to write the golden ratio, and it is a fractal. So now that should be fractal enough.